What's going on, guys? So I've been out here for about 45 minutes to an hour now, and it's been tough. It's been real tough. Trying to find a break line, trying to find fish, trying to find just about anything, a sign of life. I've been fishing here right beneath the dam. I don't know if you guys can see all that. I'm right here beneath the dam. I'm on a shallow flat. I've walked probably 45-50 yards out, and I'm only up to my thighs right now. I've been seeing some bait jump out here, not much, just every once in a while. So I don't know if it's just real scattered. We are about 2 o'clock, so it's not the ideal time to fish, and it is about 90 degrees. So hey, it is what it is. You got to get out here and fish when you can, well, because it's good for you. So we're gonna see if we can catch any fish, and if I guess if I get any hookups or bites, you'll see it here next. All right, guys. So as you saw, fishing didn't really work out. But that's okay. I got something else I want to show y'all. Come on, let's take a look. Show you a few things about this kayak, some of the features, things I like, and the things I dislike. So let's get into it. All right, so we're gonna start up here at the bow of the kayak. We have a nice handle grip bar. We have a quick lock hatch. It's nice. I have a spare rope in here just for emergency purposes, but you can kind of stow a few things down deep in there. I don't have a light in there. Moving down, we have a grab bar, so when you're sitting down you can help use it to propel you up. That's a nice footrest. They're plastic, but they actually work really well, and they're not coming out. It sounds jiggly, but it's a lot sturdier than what you would think. So right here we have it. Just a little disclaimer, this entire kayak is basically mirrored on each side, with the exception of the drain plug, but we'll get to that later. So we have the Scotty mount. All Scotty accessories can be put on these little track mounts, which is pretty awesome. I put my fish finder and transducer on here, so I'll show you guys that later. Moving down, we have a nice little place to set your paddle, a little divot in here. It's real nice because there's times where you just need to set it down, and you can cradle it in here and it's not going to fly out. All right, moving on, we have a little accessory eyelet right here. You can do a lot of things with it. What I usually do is I have a little carabiner system, and I hook up another carabiner to here, and that is attached to my net, and my net stays up here with me at all times. Moving down, we have another handle. We have a forward facing flush rod mount, which is really nice for when you're landing fish or you just need a break. You don't have to reach behind you, but I do not advise paddling with it. Right here we have a backwards facing flush rod mount, or rod holder rather. We have a nice little tray back here. You can put your kayak crate or an ice chest, kind of whatever. And these bungees help keep it nice and secure. That way they don't fly out. This is the drain plug. This is the only drain plug on this kayak, and I've never drained it before, but I would say that you probably need to stand it up and flip it over. But, I mean, it's not the biggest thing in the world. It is only 54 pounds, so it is very light. So it's not that big of a deal to do that. And rounding out the kayak, we have another handle. One thing that I did forget is that Pelican adds in here a nice little tape measure Comes in handy when you leave your bump board at home. And nice little EVA floor mat. It's a little cushion, especially on those hot days. You know, your kayak can get pretty hot if you're not wearing shoes. Well, it's perfect, nice and soft. I would like to say that this kayak does also drain pretty well. They have nice little paths for everything to drain down. They have 4 scupper holes, 3 in the front and 1 in the back. Got a little tray, it comes down here into another scupper hole. You can use this as a drink holder for like a water bottle or a Coke or kind of whatever. And then there's one right under the seat. And here's the one in the back. So what really makes this kayak special is the seat. This is one of the most comfortable seats that I have ever fished in. It's nice, it makes long days seem shorter, especially in the heat. So what's really cool is there are 2 positions that this kayak can go into. You have the upward position, which I normally use about 99.9% of the time. Or if you're really traveling far and you have a long ways to paddle, you can set it in the down position. Now, there are advantages and disadvantages to both. I normally keep in the upper position because I stow a few plano boxes and a dry bag right under here. So I'm usually never using the downward position. Another cool feature is right here, is a tie-down strap. Too often, I've heard of other people using kayaks and their seats, and they say, oh, I gotta take the seat out before I load it in the truck or whatever. Right here, it's got a built-in strap that I just keep strapped down all the time. I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about this bad boy flying out. None of that. Another cool thing is you have 3 little holes right here. You can put your pliers, a knife, and there is a nice little mesh pocket right here. I normally keep my knife here. You can put a little bag of hooks, your phone, whatever you want. Another cool feature about this is the mesh pocket on the back. So for Texas, you have to have a whistle or some type of audible device like a horn or whatever. I keep a whistle on me. This is where I stow it. I keep an extra lanyard, and right here I have a nice little pocket. You can fit a plano box, you can fit your dry goods, kind of whatever. I just keep an extra really long stringer. Alright, so what are the pros and what are the cons of the Pelican Catch 100? Well, let's start with the pros. Pros is it's 10 foot long and it makes transport very, very easy. Whether you have a truck, a car, whatever, you can easily load it up. It doesn't take up that much space and it's not hanging out of the back of your truck bed X amount of feet. Number 2, it's 54 pounds. So one thing that's nice is that at 54 pounds, you can easily lift it up. You can carry it on your shoulder if you need to, or whatever you need to do. Number 3, it's very, very stable. And what makes it stable is its hull design. The hull is kind of like a catamaran. It's a tunnel hull. Another pro is the price point. Price point is very, very important to choosing a vessel. I mean, you can drop a few $1,000s on just a kayak alone. This price point for this kayak is $700. It's very affordable, especially for a beginner's kayak, and including all of the features that come with it. I think it's one of the most affordable and fishable kayaks that you can buy. All right, let's go with some of the cons. So just like what I said earlier, 10 foot long. Well, it's not always the best. And I'll tell you why. start to run out of space if you carry a lot with you. Space is a premium on a 10-foot kayak or any small vessel, so you really need to plan out how everything is going to be laid out. Like for me, I keep a fish finder and a battery on me pretty much all the time, and that takes up most of the space right up here in the front. I'm able to put my ammo box that holds my battery, and I keep a net right here because I don't like reaching behind me. So I'm left with not very much space up front. Now, maybe if I had a 12-footer, I could have an extra foot in the front, foot in the back. Number 2, tracking ability. Because of the tunnel hole, it really just doesn't track that well in the water, especially if you're trying to go long distances. And number 3, kind of coincides with tracking ability, is fishing on windy and rough days. Now, like I said earlier, it doesn't track the best, but it also gets blown around. Think about it, it's only 54 pounds, and by the time you add all that extra weight in here, and it only being 10 foot, you're kind of gonna get blown around on the water. So, my best advice is fish where you're most comfortable fishing. Number 2 is watch the weather and the traffic around. You know, any kayak, any small boat, you're not gonna outbeat the old bass tractors or whatever else is running circles around you. So be mindful of boat traffic around you, the weather conditions, and really the body of water that you're fishing. For this kayak, I normally fish small lakes, ponds, rivers, and when I do venture out on bigger lakes, which I do actually quite often, I normally stick very close to the area where I launched. I'm not going 5-6 miles outside of that. So it all also depends on how comfortable you are, but make sure that you know that you're confident fishing in those conditions. All right, so this is the Kayak Bear, and this is the kayak fully rigged. All right, there she blows. So you see I got my little Garmin striker right here. I've got my battery box. It's normally pulled all the way up here for a little extra space. I have my paddle strapped right there. Got an anchor on that handle. I have my net. I normally keep this right there. I only typically carry 3 rods with me, so I've got 2 of my rod holders that are in my kayak crate, and I have one strapped on to the back. Alright guys, so that's the kayak, the Pelican Catch 100, 10 foot long, priced at about $700, was 54 pounds. It's actually a really cool fishing vessel, just like everything else in life. It has its pros and it has its cons. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you later.